What's up, everybody? My name is Baby Smooth. I'm here to help you get better at MegaBonk, one video at a time. Today I want to talk about the best tomes in the game. Have you seen the best weapons video I put out the other day? We're going to keep this in the same formula, starting with the best tomes to have a good, enjoyable run in casual play, and then we'll talk about the turbo sweat, necessary and maybe hypothetical tomes for world record runs. First, let's start with the casual fun side. Tomes that will help you survive the early game and maybe even complete a tier 3 run if that's your goal. We've got to briefly mention the two broken tomes for any run going past tier 1. We're talking about XP and luck. Now the XP tome is just disgustingly good, and you're investing levels to gain more levels later. I'd like to coin that term, mega stonks. Write that down. We'll talk about this more in the challenge run section, but I had to throw this one out there so people don't call me a noob. I actually did a very casual run where I didn't get the XP tome, and while I beat the boss, it kind of sucked. It was bad. I was also my least favorite character, Vlad. We'll get to that later. We'll talk about Vlad one day. I like the idea. He looks like a ketchup bottle, and he floats around. Anyway, I highly recommend getting the XP tome, but you truly don't need to if you just want to beat tier 3. This also applies to the luck tome. The luck tome, in my opinion, is more important than the XP tome in a run like this, because items are what often carry runs, casual or world record alike. The luck stat is insane in this game and will increase the quality of rewards from every source. Grinds, level ups, increased chance to get those juicy legendaries from chests are a real reason to get the luck tome here. The TLDR of this section is to just get the luck tome and the XP tome if you're going past tier 1. If you're not, disregard. Also, if luck and XP get nerfed, maybe also disregard. We'll see if they just get removed from the game or not. Some people are saying that, but maybe they're schizo. Maybe we don't listen to some people, but they might, and I would kind of hope that they do. It would actually be really fun and open up more options if we took away two very necessary things. More build potential would flourish. I think that would be a great change. Anyway, the absolute, unequivocal GOAT, greatest tome of all time for surviving playthroughs, challenge runs, quick runs, etc. has to be the quantity tome. This game is much easier when you kill things, and this will guarantee you're smacking enemies and grabbing those sweet, sweet XP crystals. This tome will have you feeling like a god, I promise. Be aware it does fall off though. I once heard that increasing projectile quantity in this game is like adding more bullets to your magazine. The problem is, you're going to reload before you use all those bullets. What this means is, you'll want to pair this tome with a cooldown tome, and also stop prioritizing it after level 6 or 7, because you just won't be able to shoot out all those bullets anyway. This tome is best used by grabbing lots of weapons early, and it really shines on things like the lightning staff, the bow, the katana, the aegis. Just be advised this tome doesn't work on aura, ice walkers, or dragon's breath. But this tome will really increase the quality of your normal or challenge runs. The next tome for me here has got to be the cooldown tome. Like I said, it pairs perfectly with the quantity tome, but it also benefits every single weapon. We live in an attack speed meta. Attack speed is unquantifiably good when you take into consideration the on-hit effects, but also shooting faster means killing more means getting stronger, blah blah blah, you get the point. Also, I swear the bonus attack speed has helped me escape an encroaching swarm about 100 times. I can't mention how many times I shoot out a bullet right after leveling the attack speed up where I wouldn't have shot a bullet out previously. Anyway, this tome is mandatory. Quantity is a flavor tome and optional, but this one is easily the best combat boosting tome in the game. That is not debatable. You could debate me in the comments, but you're gonna lose. You're gonna get dogpiled. Anyway, casual or leaderboard runs, you're gonna need this tome. I believe this will add the most damage to your build. It even adds sustain if you consider lifesteal, but you're not gonna get the lifesteal tome, and we'll talk about that in a second. Attack speed meta is still real, trust me. The third best tome for everyday play is honestly a toss-up. If you have trouble living, consider armor tome. You'll survive boss attacks, swarms, and even elites Goomba stomping on your head. Are you only playing a tier 1 challenge? Consider the crit tome, as it will dramatically boost your damage in the short term. Do you not have immense skill issues? And are you trying to win? Consider the damage tome. The world record meta is certainly a little bit stricter on tome choice, but in casual playthroughs, you can have a lot of fun. You could even do some memes and get that size tome or thorns. Now I used to recommend lifesteal, but it's practically useless against the final boss. So if you have trouble with that, get armor and enjoy your first win. Now we're going to talk about the Hyper Sweat World Record meta stuff. You are required by law to get the XP tome and the luck tome. This will never ever change unless they get nerfed hard or removed from the game. Your goal in this game, as many of you know, is to make the difficulty curve as high as possible while still somehow staying ahead of that curve. These tomes are greedy. If you take them too much early game without having a broken item like Soul Reaver to carry you, you're going to have a bad time. Now, the strategy for the XP tome is that you're more or less rushing this tome until you have 10 times the XP gain in your stats. Then, you'll choose it only when your other level up options are bad. This is a strategy most of the world record runs are using still. Get it to 10 times, then use it just as filler. Luck is one of my favorite stats in the game, so I possibly wrongly often prioritize luck instead of XP, because in my opinion, items change runs, items carry runs. More luck, better items, better runs, less time resetting in level 1 forest jail. More time sitting in menus for 30 years at the end of a run. Feel free to debate XP versus luck in the comments below. I'm curious to hear your thoughts. The third tome, once again for world record runs, would be the Cooldown tome. We mentioned this earlier, we are still in a meta dominated by attack speed for on-hit effects and proc chances. Not taking this tome would be silly, unless you're a bandit, but even then, you might still want this one. Items like Joe's Dagger that have the chance to execute are enough reasons that make this tome mandatory for me every single time. The fourth tome in your world record run is character dependent. If you are anyone other than Chadwell, you will probably need the Curse Tome. We need to talk about the Curse Tome. It's something I've always debated. If this makes monsters more difficult to kill, how does it help me kill more of them? The answer is slightly convoluted, but I and many Turbo Sweat gamers agree it is currently necessary. I've mentioned the curve of the game before, but your goal is more or less to make the game as hard as possible while still killing things. Curse Tome is an incredible way to control that, and the Curse Tome may buff your enemy's damage, health, and possibly move speed, but it also increases the amount of enemies. More enemies equals more XP, equals more scaling, equals more kills. It's a circle. To get a world record, you really have to live for a while at every portal, killing off the ghosts, as many as possible. You have to play incredibly greedy and somewhat risky. The Curse Tome is the way. Just make sure you're still able to kill the enemies. Having a good item carry you as you greedily level your XP, luck, and Curse Tome is the only way to become a true MegaBonk Mega Chad. In the case that XP or luck get removed from the game, I wonder if quantity could ever find its way into world record runs. It's such a powerful early game choice that it would let you greed in other ways. Otherwise, damage would be king over crit, in my opinion. Crit chance really only scales up to 300%, then it's just such a slight increase to DPS it would be a wasted tome slot in my mind. Anyway, if you disagree with any of these for the world record thing, if you have some hot takes about Curse, you don't think it's necessary, feel free to comment below. I really want to see it. I really want to absorb the knowledge and help people learn the best strategies in this game. MegaBonk is still new, and the metas are still getting figured out every single day. So subscribe and I'll keep you up to date and informed. Happy bonking, and good luck out there. Yesterday, by the way, not to flex or anything, but we got a number 26 run on the leaderboard shortly after the reset. We did that live on Twitch and it was goofy. I kind of lost my mind at the end, but I learned a lot, had a lot of fun, and I couldn't have done it without some geniuses in my Twitch chat. If you want to be one of them, follow me on Twitch. I'll be streaming every day, except for days that it takes me forever to edit, like today.